insert table of contents. Table of contents is, I feel, one of the very important functionality which we generally forget while we make any document. There are a couple of conditions. First of all, let me show you what is the meaning of table of contents. But before me going further, let me save this, Control C, Control V. This is a fifth one, table of contents. Let's take an example of annual return itself. As you know, table of content is nothing but the index. It's going to have all the sections. Couple of conditions I want to tell you. Just because we know the table of contents, don't try to keep for 2 pages content, 3 pages content. Try to keep table of contents only if you have at least more than 5-6 pages. Because if it is 1 or 2 pages, they can easily find all the sections, subsections, titles in the page itself, because it's only after all 2 pages. But when you have a bunch of 40 pages, 50-page document, when you're trying to reply to the authority, or you are trying to write a book where it's having so many chapters, subsections, subchapters, and so on, then you can start using the table of contents. Now, what I'll be doing, I'll just have some random paragraphs. Let's have some 100 paragraphs. I'm sure this can fit into 9 pages, right? Let's have another 100 paragraphs, rand 100, so that page numbers will be more, so that the table of contents will be great. Now, for example, this is the director's report, right? And generally, whenever we try to give the headings, we try to give our own type of headings. Bold, we can just try giving so much of font. Then we try to give the underline and so on. But my suggestion to all of you, when you want to keep something as a header, it's already given in the Microsoft Word document. You just need to take that particular format. Otherwise, you can change the format what it has given. The advantage is it is a standardization, meaning if you can go into the home tab, if you go into the styles, there is a drop down here. This is normal, this is no space, this is with spacing. And are you finding here there is an option called heading 1? You can just click this. But if you feel, since it is one of the very important heading, this heading is not good, no problem. If that is the case, you select this. This is the header 1, right? Right click. There is an option called modify. You can just select bold. Then you can just click OK, so that this is the heading 1 by default. Next time, whenever you just select your text and click this, that becomes a heading 1. A Word document will store all these headers at the backend, right? In the director's report, let this be director's report for 2 pages. And here in the third page, you have something like a financial statements, right? In the financial statements, I'm just making very, okay, in general, with the general data. Let's take the financial statements. This is also heading 1 type for me. Now, in the financial statements, there are 2 things we can have. One is balance sheet. Balance sheet as on 31st March 2023. Now you select this. Don't make it again bold and your own format. Already there is a heading 2 format. If you don't like this, you can just right click, modify. You can change whatever the format you are looking for, then click OK. If you don't like this particular one, you want little font should be little bigger, then don't worry, go to the modify. I want little bigger font, maybe let me keep this as 16, right? Click OK. Wonderful. But when you keep this as a 16, this as 16, both looks like same header. So what I want is, I want this must be 14, right? Click OK. Now there is, let's say, maybe in the next page, I'm having profit and loss account. Profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 2023. This is the second level, heading 2. See, when you were in the first level, you found only heading 2 as the next item, because whenever you selected heading 2, automatically heading 3 is coming. Now, let us see a little further. In here, in the profit and loss account, I want to have next sub level, that is nothing but the income. right? Now let me select the heading 3, but I want to modify, I want to make it a little bold. Let me click OK. Because I have selected heading 3, automatically your Word document is giving you heading 4. When you select heading 4, it's going to update next item as a heading 5 and so on. Now let's take income in this space, maybe expense in this space, expenses, I'm sorry. Let's take head expenses in this one as a heading 3. Now let's go a little down. So my P&L is over. From here, it is notes to the accounts. This is actually under the financial statements, right? So I'm sorry. This is notes to the accounts is under the financial statements. This is nothing but heading 2, second level. Now let me come down. In the financial statements, you have accounting policies. Let's select this. This is heading 3 because under notes to the accounts, then you have all the schedules to financial statements. This is again heading number 3. The last one, maybe something like a conclusion, something like conclusion. This is heading number 1. Okay, there are 8 pages where there are different headers, subheadings, and so on. Now, what I want to insert the table of contents. Generally, we give manually director's report along with the page number, then financial statements, page number, and so on. But what I wanted to do, I just go here to the references. I'll go to table of contents. Just select whatever the style you want. I want to select this style, or if you want to select this style, otherwise even you can customize your table of contents. What type of line you are looking for? I want just line, or you want just the dots, or you want just the dots like this and so on, right? How many levels you want? It can be more levels. By default, it understood that there are 3 levels. Now let me click OK. Once I click OK, automatically it understood what should be there as a first level, what should be there in the second level, what should be there in the third level, and so on, right? For example, I want to take this director's reports to the next page. What I'll be doing, anyway, I'm going to talk that as a separate item, going into the next page. Just for the time being, I can just go to the insert page break. Now, director's report is actually from the second page. Since director's report moved to the second page, automatically financial statements move to the 4th page and so on. But this has not updated. It is still showing first page. Don't worry. Right click, update field. It's going to ask you, do you want to update only the page numbers or even the entire table? Meaning, if any new extra headers are coming, new extra subheadings are coming, then it will automatically update. When you say only page numbers, for these headers and subheaders, it will update. I want the entire table, click OK, automatically the number got changed. Not only just giving you a table of contents, this is also giving you a link to that particular item. While I'm reading this document, I want to directly go to the expenses. Then once you keep the cursor, it is showing click plus link. Once you hold the control key, then it is automatically turned as a link mouse. Otherwise, there's a cursor. I just kept it as a hover. Once you hold the control key, now click it, it will take you to the expenses, right? So this is another important one, case study table of